MotoSteve.
Live from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. How you guys doing? We're right across the river from Detroit. I'm a Canadian motovlogger out on my bike, better known as Stacy. It's a VTX 1300cc cruiser. And my question to you today is, have you ever been chased by the cops? And if you have been chased by the cops, did you stop or did you run? Well, I have a little story for you. Back when I first got my motorcycle, I actually was heading up to my cottage up in northern Ontario, and we were on a major highway heading north, and it was me and my buddy, and we were young, dumb, and stupid. And we had the sport touring bikes. They were interceptors. People called them crotch rockets. They had them classified as sports tour. But anyways, we were out on the bikes, and man, were we going fast. I'm not going to say how fast we were going, but we were going fast. Now, just before you hit no man's country, there was a town called Barrie, Ontario. And at Barrie, on that major highway, there was a McDonald's at the top of the hill with a Molson's brewery. And we come flying up over that hill, and my friend that was going up to my cottage with me saw the police officer. I didn't. So he let right off on the gas, and I thought, okay, he's letting me take lead. So I went flying past him. Well, this old cop clocked me, and he got out on the highway and started chasing MotoSteve. But that bike was just a little bit faster than that police cruiser. So he decided to call ahead and set up a roadblock. Now this is up north, so one way in, one way out. So I come flying through the town, and I'm just giving her. I don't even see my buddy anymore. So my girlfriend on the back of the bike decides to start smacking my sides. And I thought, oh, she wants me to go faster. No, she saw the cop behind us. I didn't. And she was trying to warn me. So, lo and behold, MotoSteve cracks the throttle and goes even faster. Well, I come around this corner on the highway, and there is police set up everywhere. I lock up the bike. The bike's just sliding back and forth. She's on the back. She's terrified. They didn't push me off to the right, the shoulder. No, they pushed me off into the left. So I couldn't get anywhere. So the cop comes flying up, grabs the keys out of the ignition, grabs the keys, tells me to get off the bike. I get off the bike, and he says to me, "What in the hell? Why were you going that fast?" And the only thing I could think of at the time was, and it just came right out of my mouth, was, my little brother's been in a boating accident up at our cottage, and I'm going up there now. He's in the hospital. I don't know what happened. I don't know how bad he's doing. And the cop says to me, "What's the girl doing on the back of the bike?" I said, "She's a family friend, this, that, and the other." I'm totally bullshitting, not thinking, what happens if this cop follows me up to my cottage and realized my little brother was not up there. My little brother was not in the hospital, and MotoSteve was full of crap, and he was just trying to get out of a ticket. Well, needless to say, this is the 80s, folks, so we're going back 40 years. So the first ticket was 140 in 100, so 140 kilometers in 100, which is almost close to 100 miles an hour. And then, on top of that, he finds out that I only have a temporary license, which means I can't be on a major highway and I can't have a passenger. So there's another 2 tickets. So the first ticket was $658 back in the 80s. Then I got the ticket for having a passenger with a temporary and driving on a major highway with a temporary. Tack on another $400. We're at $1,000 now. But wait, folks, it gets better. So after they did every kilometer over 140 up to the speed that I was doing, I was looking at close to $5,000 in fines. And this was back in the 80s. Well, I crapped my pants. Thought, oh shit, I'm done. We went up to the cottage, we laughed about it. I wasn't so seriously laughing about it, but my buddy thought it was hilarious. So I told him the next day, I don't want to go on that major highway back. There's a smaller highway called Highway 27. Let's race down 27, we'll get back. So, needless to say, we start cracking it again. And we come up over the hill side by side, doing 100 miles an hour in a 70 mile an hour. And doesn't MotoSteve get picked off again? So in 2 days, I had enough fines that it totaled almost $7,000 in fines. In 2 days. So I thought to myself, well, that's it. Got to sell the motorcycle. I'm done. This is it. It's over. I'm done. So I get home and I show my stepfather the tickets. And my mom is just like, oh my God, Steven, what were you doing? I was a young kid. Dumb. But anyways, my stepdad says to me, you're not selling the bike. You're going to ride it for the rest of the summer and see what happens. And I said, what? He says, you're going to fight it. Take it to court. If the cops don't show up, you win. You don't pay the fines. Well, MotoSteve didn't even have a lawyer. So MotoSteve shows up to the court. Wow, the 2 cops are there. Cops look at me, start shaking their head, and I was like, oh no. So anyways, my case gets called up, and the judge looks at me and he says, what's your excuse? Not what happened, what was I doing? What was your excuse? I pulled my driver's license right out of my wallet, looked that judge dead in the eye and said, I have no excuse, here's my license. So the judge sits there and he's hemming and hawing. This is January, by the way, so in Canada, no riding. Fully snow, bikes in the garage. That's, I'm not riding. So the judge looks at me and he asks me how much I make. Do I have a full-time job? Told him yes. This is how much I make and everything. He knocks down the fines to $2,000 and he suspends my license for 90 days, which is 3 months. So that's January, February, March. April comes around, nice weather. MotoSteve's back on the bike and never had to sell it. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. But anyways, when I went that same year to go get my license and I had all those tickets, man, did my license go through the roof. But I never lost my bike, and that is a true story. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming out and listening to my story about MotoSteve and his crazy days. Tell me, were you ever chased by the cops? Did you pull over? Did you stop? Did you run? Anyways, guys, thanks for coming out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. I always reply to comments. Once again, guys, you're you, I'm me. I love you guys, and I'm out.